Suit up, strap in, warm the tires, and leave on yellow. Time for the MitsuTimes podcast, presented by MitsuTimes.org, the home of the fastest Mitsubishi cars. With your host, Josh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the MitsuTimes podcast. Today, my guest is Mr. Sebastian Mawhinney. He is the owner and driver of a very cool Ralliart. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. The Ralliart is slowly becoming one of my favorite platforms, and yours is just so clean. So, of course, I had to have you on.
I don't know about clean, but I've made it a little quick.
It takes good picture. It takes good pictures, at least.
It's good from a distance.
Yeah,
that's what I like to say.
It was yours. That is the very good launch picture, right, with the wrinkled tires and everything.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, 1.6 60 foot.
Yeah, man. And that just goes to show right there, right? Well, I mean, we'll get into it later, but everybody says the SST can't handle launches. Look right there.
I like to try and beat it like I stole it.
There you go. All right, well, Sebastian, let's dive right into it. So I want to know what got you into drag racing in the first place. Was it video games, or what was it?
Honestly, it was kind of just a mix of enjoying fast cars, or seeing people rip on the streets. And I used to want to be like a circuit driver, but then I was like, whoa, that's expensive for maintenance. And I know I just think cars going as fast as they possibly can in a straight line, and whoever having the fastest car winning, being something that's very cool.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what was it about the Ralliart that kind of drew you to it?
It was affordable. So I had a base Lancer before it, and that got totaled, unfortunately. So I was looking for a new car. Couldn't afford the Evo, unfortunately. But got myself into a decent deal on a Ralliart. Unfortunately, I had the transmission issue everyone knows about. But been loving it ever since.
Good. So that's kind of where it all began with this Ralliart.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sebastian, walk us through your build a little bit. What's going on under the hood there?
So nothing too crazy. So for injectors, I got ID 1050s. For fuel pump, I got an AEM 340. Got a custom intake and intercooler made by a Fab. So I went with a 3.5-inch full intake, full one-piece upper intercooler pipe, lower pipes all hard piping too, and I'm running a 3576 Gen 2 Garrett stock frame.
Like it. So you spoke a little bit about having some transmission problems. What's going on with the SST? What have you had done to it?
So I had one. I found a really good deal on a used one that was already built. So when I first got the car, I had the 135 gears, and I still beat on the car pretty hard with that. But spent the money. I think I spent like $3,000 on a used trans, which is great for what they normally go for.
Mm-hmm.
Got that done, finally got the gearing back, and kind of just went with the car from there.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with Ralliarts who are just kind of looking to, obviously the economy worldwide isn't great right now. What so far for you has been the best bang for your buck modification or upgrade that you purchased so far?
Hard to say. I got a pretty... So I used to have the Evo Turbo, and I'd say my setup with that is probably like the best you can do if you just want to daily drive and not be a crazy fast rallyer. Like, just get the Evo set up. Facebook Marketplace is your best friend, so a good intake will make every dream come true just for pure turbo sound. Stay away from loud exhausts, but I run a MagnaFlow. It's quiet, and I have the open dump to be loud when I want to be. So I'd easily say intake is your best bet.
That's fair. So what about tuning, Sebastian? Do you tune the car yourself, or do you have someone else do it?
No, so I kind of I wanted to test something out, and I kind of wanted like a trifecta of the best setup. So for my transmission, I'm tuned by Cosmic. For my main tune, I'm tuned by Rickerman. And for my kill like slash fast tuned, I'm tuned by PSI for TSI.
Oh, okay, cool. Lucian getting his fingers in the pot there.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it like the difference between maps, my daily map and that map, and they don't make crazy power differences. Like I make 460 on Rickerman soon, and make just shy like 499 on Lucian's, and it's a night and day difference in feeling. Like if I could run that full throttle without ever having to worry about the car exploding, I would do it nonstop, and it ran pretty good. Like I think I did like 6 laps back to back, not a single problem. So I'm pretty happy with it so far.
Yeah. So, what about? So obviously, we just posted your new PB, but why don't you tell the audience what your personal best is in the quarter mile?
So it is that 11.447. Funny enough, that PB like for time wasn't my best mile per hour. So my best run for mile per hour was a 125. So I'm hoping. So this is all with a dead all-wheel drive pump, and for anyone who doesn't know, that basically makes you have an open diff. So I was spinning front tires like I was a Civic Si. So I'm really hoping to get that down. I have the mile per hour, and if I get a good enough launch, I'm fingers crossed, hoping to see a 10.9.
Okay. Let's see. Where does that put you on the Ralliart list? If you shoot for that 10.9.
I think it would put me at 8.
Put you at
Let's see.
7.
Oh, 7.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool, because right now I'm the fastest. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I'm the fastest one in Canada right now, which is cool, but there's not really competition out here, unfortunately. Like, from my experience, Lucian, and he doesn't even broadcast himself as a tuner, like, he's the only good tuner we have up here, which is very unfortunate. It means not many people come out and try it.
It is, it kind of kills the fun when there's no competition.
Yeah, it's the guy who's second to me is his name's Ralliart. He's a good kid. Tuner's questionable, but aside from that, he comes out. I really respect that he comes out, runs it as hard as he does. But I think like on the overall SST list, I'm 21st and he's 61st, so it's like a competition of my own.
Well, you've owned some other cars before, the Base Lancer, whatever. How does the Ralliart compare to either of those cars, or maybe even cars that you've driven in the past?
It's really good. There's different aspects about different cars I appreciate. The Ralliart's been the most consistent I've felt. From going, so I've a Base Lancer as well right now as my Ralliart, kind of as a daily.
Okay.
And it just feels like a completely different car. The Ralliart will just consistently give you this feeling that you're driving it, like you're in control. As other cars, it feels like it's too automatic, which isn't as engaging. It is a CVT, so that could be more than partially the point. But even my girlfriend has a manual BRZ, and if the Ralliart handled like that, man, I'd say it's almost the perfect car, because it's like you're on train tracks with that car, but it lacks the power.
Okay.
But I don't know, I definitely recommend the Ralliart to anyone who likes the auto. I have a plan in the future. If my SST ever goes again, I want to be one of the few who manual swap it.
Okay. So it's been done at least once?
Yeah, I think Cosmic's done it.
Okay.
I'm not sure who else, but I think there may be 3 in the world.
Wow.
So it would be definitely one of very few.
Well, Sebastian, have you been, you talked about earlier about the having a transmission failure. Have you had any bad failures at the track with this car?
So my transmission right now is giving me a lot of issues. It could be my fault, it could be my front tire spinning, but I just can't get that first to second gear. Like I was pinning limiter every single time. And sometimes it was happening, it would pin limiter, I would request a shift, nothing would happen. then I would request a shift again. It would skip second, go right to third, and it was just giving me troubles all day. Luckily, no failures to where it just dropped to neutral or anything like that. Honestly, it's funny. My biggest failure on the car through the day was my exhaust popped off and dragged mid-pull.
Oh, wow.
So, thought my engine blew through to neutral, but thankfully just the exhaust popped out. But yeah, no big problems. Trans drove home perfectly fine. But I'm very keen on maintenance. I think that's the biggest thing with these is, like, for oil changes, I do it every 3,000 kilometers. Transmission changes, I try and do it once a year or every, like, 10 to 15,000 kilometers. I'm very keen about maintenance.
That's probably what helps keep those SSTs alive.
Big time. And people love to use, like, awful aftermarket fluid. Just use OEM, or there's this Castrol mix you have to get from the US. I'm lucky enough that Lucian stocks it. But yeah, there's so few, and so many people try and go with the the Motul stuff, and I just don't recommend it.
So, Sebastian, talk us through your pre-race ritual. What do you like to do to get focused?
I honestly don't really have one. I just kind of like, is it going to make it to the end of this run? And I'm just like, I don't care. If it's going to break, I want it to break here, and I line up at the line. I'm always scared before the line, but then I'm just like, all right, I just need to not be worried. I'm just going to launch it and go. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just send it as hard as I can.
So you trailer the Ralliart to the track then?
No, I drive it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm lucky enough my girlfriend comes in hers, so I'm like, you know what? And I have a good group of friends. Like, if something was to happen, they have trailers, or we'd figure out a way to get it done, but I'm very lucky in that circumstance.
So one thing that I find interesting personally is when I look on the SST list, I see Ralliarts at the top. So I wanted to ask you, how does the Ralliart compare to the Evo 10 when it's just strictly drag racing? And we could talk about just SST Evos, or we could talk about all Evo 10s, across the board. But is it a weight thing, or what is it that keeps the Ralliart just not that far behind?
Yeah, I think just because everything is 1-to-1 with the MR pretty much except for weight. So definitely weight's the biggest factor. The GSRs obviously outbeat us just because they make pure horsepower. It's like a 10% tax, so it's ridiculous. But it's just so easy with the SST. And yeah, I think the weight difference is definitely the biggest thing. The stronger rear diff, because I know a lot of Evo owners are scared of the rear ones, and they swap to the Ralliart ones. So I think it's a huge factor to that. Like, the Evos just weigh significantly more.
Especially the MR has all the luxury touches.
Yeah, it's like the one downside of my car is I have the highest trim package that has the sunroof, everything like that, and I very much debated getting the aluminum just full roof swapped just because it's so much weight.
Right. So, Sebastian, in your opinion, why do you think the Ralliart is such an underrated platform when it comes to drag racing?
I just don't think people know about it. It's such a... Until you see one and like talk to the person about it, you either think it's a Lancer or it's an Evo. Nobody knows what the Ralliart is, and it's kind of, if you buy the Ralliart, you're guaranteeing yourself a huge bill with the SST, so why not get the Evo?
Right.
Kind of deal.
Even though you save money in the short run, you spend it in the long run.
Yeah, and same could be said about the MR. Mm-hmm. I personally don't know why people get the MR over the Ralliart other than it looks better. But it's just, if you go with my build 1-to-1, and this is if you do everything yourself, like so I bought my used trans for $3K, so I'm adding that. My entire build costs about $17 to $18K, like all in purchase of the car as well. So I bought the car for $9K. If you follow 1-to-1 every single thing I did, that's where you're looking at.
Wow.
And now I did get stuff used, whatnot. I got the exhaust brand new, which is probably one of my most expensive things. I think I put it for like 1.4 okay, Canadian. So for the Americans, it's very different. So that's like 18, let's say rounded up to 19,000 Canadian for a 500 horsepower Ralliart.
That's really...
And that's cheaper than a base Evo.
Yeah. Cheaper than any used Evo I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's just people don't do the research. I put so much time into just I'm someone who's always searching for who's going to be the best, what's going to be the best.
Mm-hmm. This episode of the MitsuTimes podcast is brought to you by ARH Automotive, home of the world's quickest 428 powered car. ARH Automotive is your one-stop shop. They specialize in fabrication but can handle everything from full builds to simply getting the parts you need. Contact them for all your performance needs in the Clearwater, Pinellas, Florida region, or on Facebook at ARH Automotive LLC, or visit arhautomotive.com. So, Sebastian, what's a common misconception people have about drag racing or even modifying or upgrading the Ralliart?
I'll be completely honest. I'm pretty new to the drag scene, so I don't know a lot of the mistakes people make with getting drag stuff done to their car.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest misconception is tuning. Like, if I was going to recommend anyone for tuning, like, the only 3 tuners you should ever go with, in my opinion, is Cosmic, Rickerman, or if he's local to you, like, Lucian he has a heavenly touch for these cars, I find. I've heard decent things about Chegg. I haven't seen anything for myself, and I've seen good and bad about him. So I don't really have a stance on him. I've never been tuned by him, but I've been tuned by all the guys in Canada here. Wasn't a fan, looked at their maps, they're awful. You just need somebody who's going to actually tune the SST, actually care about the SST, and tune your daily drive map. That's why I kind of went with the trifecta. Is Cosmic, without a doubt, knows the trans the best.
Right.
Lucian, I know, knows these cars like to the extent to where he can push it just to its safe extent, and you'll be good. And Rickerman has been great for my daily map. And he's very informative. Like, any questions I've had, he's answered with no problems. And I've had times been like, oh man, I'm probably annoying the hell out of this guy, and just gives a straight response every time. He's a very, very short word. He'll answer you in 2 to 3 like words, and you'll have a direct answer, which is I do appreciate.
Okay. Well, Sebastian, let's talk about the Ralliart community. We know that there isn't a whole lot of drag-focused Ralliart builders or owners, but it seems like the ones that there are, you guys, kind of know everybody. Small club thing.
Yeah, to a good extent. I don't know too many people down here. I mostly just talk to the Evo guys. The Ralliart, I really only know 2 other Ralliart guys, and the one is because I got him into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's unfortunate in Canada here, it's very cold. So it's hard to make new friends because everyone dislikes something about everyone else's build. There's always just something like that, so it's hard to make new friends. I'm typically pretty open, and I'm pretty talkative. Like, I'll talk about my build, I'll talk about anything. I'll give people tips as much as I can, because I went through quite a bit to get where I am. So I'm always open to talk to people. Like, I'm in a Ralliart group chat, I always give tips, and everyone seems very nice. So it's just a matter of, I just try and be somebody who people can ask questions to.
So when it comes to the Evo and the Ralliart guys, is it like one of those things where the Evo guys like think they're better, or does everyone get along pretty well?
No, not at all. Like, we'll have like friendly jokes of being like, oh, just a Ralliart type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone is super friendly. Like, it's kind of insane. And nobody, like, that's the nice thing, is nobody thinks my car is fast until you see it in action, which I kind of love for the aspect. And another reason why I don't understand why people get the MR is because the circle gas cap, and the amount of times people have said, like, oh, I'm going to dust you, bro, just because it has a circle gas cap is the greatest thing. But no, I've had nothing but love from the Evo guys. Like, the group I'm with I couldn't have asked for better friends.
Good. Well, I mean, speaking of group, Is there any like meets or forums or anything for you guys that you participate in?
A big one I'd say is Mitsubishi Lancer Turbo Club. Uh, Great group, ran by Isaac. He always hosts a great meet at the drag strip, drag days. Other than that, we just do like small little private stuff.
It seems like all the Mitsubishi Lancer Turbo Club events, they must be really good because it seems like a lot of you guys get a lot of PBs from that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's usually every time we're trying to hit new PBs. So we put a lot of work in for those events and just try and show up.
Sure. Well, Sebastian, what's the next big goal? What do you have in mind that you're shooting for next?
Just get that 10.9. I mean, I've been to the drag strip. That was my second time now. So I'm hoping third time I'm going to practice some launches and whatnot and just see if I can get that 1-2 down, then I'm shooting for that 10.9. I don't want to go any more power because at the point I'm at, I'm comfortable and I don't want to start having to build the engine, deal with more problems because I daily drive the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm happy where my build is. I'm doing low maintenance stuff like a catch can and stuff like that, but apart from that, I think I'm happy with the build and I'm just gonna keep trying to set it faster and faster.
What's the plan for the long term? Is it to stick with the Ralliart, do the manual swap that you were talking about eventually, or you have your eyes on something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna drive this Ralliart till it's in pieces pretty much. So this car is dying with me for sure, and then I don't know what I'm gonna get eventually. Like I have a love for the game, but I wouldn't get another Evo or Rally unless I'm getting an Evo 9. There's always exception to the rule.
Right.
But if I'm not getting one of those, I'm probably just gonna get something reliable and start saving money. The one car I raced is V12 twin turbo Mercedes, and I just barely beat him. He was bone stock, and it just kind of made me upset how hard the 4-cylinder has to work to slightly beat those things stock. And as soon as that's tuned, I get absolutely pummeled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just it kind of woke me up to where like the 4-cylinder platform kind of sucks unless you have insane money to put into it. So I don't know, maybe a Beamer. Maybe I'll become a Beamer guy, but everyone's telling me not to.
Well, let's say that you did just have unlimited funds. What does your dream build or your fantasy build look like? Either with this car or with a different car.
If I had infinite money, instant P1, I'd begin one without a doubt. Pretty basic, but if I had money just to put into this build, somebody said, keep this car, give as much as you want, I would 1,000% build the block. I would get the best suspension I can and I would try and make crazy power. I'd try and embarrass everything that I raced. So nothing too crazy, but pretty much just try and make this car a rocket, like unsafe fast.
I always like that plan. Well, I got a bonus question for you. Is there anybody that you want to call out this season? Anybody that you want to either be on the list or be, heads up?
Yeah, realistically, it's an entire group that I want to come out. It's Silvertune Performance. I really want them to show up more because they're easily the biggest group in Canada here for the Lancers, Evos, all that. And there's only one person who shows up out of them, and I just really want them all to come out. And it doesn't even have to be as enemies, anything like that. Like, There's a lot of beef going on, but I just want everyone to come out. I think competition makes people stronger.
Oh,
sure. Everyone will just push for newer goals, try and get better. But it's typically a lot of excuses and just people don't come out, and I think they should. It's at least fun to try.
Absolutely. Where's the fun if you don't try?
Exactly.
So if this Ralliart had a personality, how would you describe it?
Oh, dude, I think it would be pissed off, like, all the time. Like, it would just snap at every person or at every car it can. Like, I guarantee my car's an asshole, without a doubt.
Love it. Love it. Well, what's the weirdest or the funniest thing someone has said to you about your car? I know you talk about the round gas cap. What else have people said?
My friends make fun of my bumper a lot in the hood fitment. Hasn't been anything too funny, like maybe calling me a wannabe Evo, but I don't know, nobody really speaks up about my car too much. There's, unfortunately, unlike the States, there's just too much that's clapped down here. Like, my car almost like shines in the light compared to cars that are half rusted out with a Amazon wing on them. So it's like, nothing's really there to speak about, and the other guys with the higher end cars, like every Beamer guy down here has an ego. Like every Euro car owner will not speak to you because they think you're above you. So it's just like, it's hit or miss. But it's been actually, you know what? My fitment, when I was on stock suspension, that's probably when I got clowned the most. But now that I've changed up to the wheel setup and lowered it, it's been nothing but compliments, luckily.
So, Sebastian, where can people find and follow you on social media so they can get some more, follow, not only just follow you and your journey to the 10.9, but also see some pictures of your Ralliart?
Yeah, so I got Instagram and TikTok mainly. So my Instagram is almost.evo, and my TikTok is mighty VII. So I'm trying to post more on TikTok. I've never really done it before, but I had one video do good, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll try it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Instagram, TikTok, message me, say hi.
I feel like TikTok likes to tease you. They give you the one that has 100,000 views.
And then just
shadow ban.
Yeah. She's a mean maiden.
All right, Sebastian, is there anybody that you want to give a thanks or a shout out to help you get where you are or help your car get where it is?
Yeah, I definitely want to shout out my girlfriend. She's been my biggest motivation, has kept me going even when I wanted to sell the car. Her name's Em. She's been amazing and has been by my side at every step of the journey. Words can't describe the ways Rohan, he also has an Evo, just insane car. He's the one who got me into fixing my car the right way. My car, first time I met him, it was about about a year ago now. First time I did a pull with him, car died mid-pull, no clue what happened, and since then my car got to the point it is now. And so he's a big inspiration for getting me into that, and then Lucian has been, like, words can't describe how much he's helped me. It's insane, and I feel everyone who knows him has said the same thing. So it's kind of a great thing. He's our specialist down here, so it's like, he knows the cars inside and out, and he's helps me get to where I am. Obviously, on his tune, the car did crazy, like, unbelievable. And his car, for anyone who doesn't know, is the fastest stock block Evo in the world, so he knows a thing or two about the cars for sure.
Yeah, not just making them fast, but keeping them together.
Yeah, like, insane. We have a little joke in our group chat running that as soon as he touches your car, it has plus 10 horsepower. So it's just a funny thing, but he'll always get the job done right. So it's very reassuring to know that if there's something I can't do myself and I need to take it to him, he'll get it done. Or if I have any questions, he's always the first guy anyone asks.
He's the go-to guy.
Exactly. And it's insane to me, he always has an answer.
Well, Sebastian, it's been great having you on, man. I appreciate you taking the time to come on here and tell the story of, about you and your Ralliart that you lovingly call the Poptart. And, yeah, thank you.
No problem at all. Thanks for having me on. I do appreciate it a lot. First time doing something like this, so it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, we'll do it again when you get that 10.9. How about that?
That sounds good to me. I'll set a motivation for the goal.
There you go. All right. Well, it's good talking to you.
Good talking to you too. Have a good one.
You as well.
Thank you for listening to the MitsuTimes podcast. Check out our Instagram and Facebook for daily updates. Get added to our list by going to MitsuTimes.org and clicking Submit a Slip. Thank you to all of our sponsors.